See if he can do it again this afternoon.
We'll be right back with the first tip-off. We're here, David Braley Athletic Center. We're taking a look at how pumped up our Mountaineers are when they're getting called out. Who are the starters tonight, Kevin?
Starters from the Sioux Cougars: Macbeth Madizba, Jonathan Langingro, Michael Hepburn, Tyrell Home, and number 10, Joey Bruni, who had a big game last night, scoring 30 points from the Mohawk end. We have number 5, Matt Saval, number 10, Andrew Sicatini, Matt Fennell, number 12, number 15, Taylor Dalhaniuk, and number 33, O.J. Watson. And one of those players definitely stood out last night from the pack, and that was number 12, Matt Fennell, who scored 35 points in that game last night. Big difference maker for the Mohawk Mountaineers.
Yeah, 35 points on 13 of 20 shooting. 5 from 9 from three-point range.
I was taking another look at some of the highlights he had last night from that game. Just a tremendous game overall for Matt Fennell.
Yeah, he's been stroking it from great outside. As we noticed, he's loving that left corner.
Yeah, for sure.
When he gets it in there, he knows he's going to shoot it. They started to pick up on that last night, did the Cougars, and they blocked him a couple times. But if he continues doing what he does, it's going to be game over.
For sure.
Sicatini takes a jump, but it's won by Hoym. Bruni for the Cougars. Of course, the Cougars in the white, the Mountaineers in the orange.
We'll see how this Sioux Cougars team can recuperate from last night's loss against the Mountaineers.
Hepburn misses with the right hand. Sicatini takes it down. O.J. Watson wide open in the corner. He nails the jumper.
Nice.
That's a three-pointer.
Beautiful shot from O.J. Watson right off the hop. First points on the board for the Mohawk Mountaineers. And maybe we might see another standout in this team other than just Matt Fennell as well.
That's a possibility. They have a very deep squad.
For sure.
Negro outside Madziba, hometown from Hamilton. Hoym, tallest player on the court since Matt Leask, who was the starting center for the Cougars last night, has a hip joint problem, and he will not be playing tonight's game.
And that's very unfortunate on many levels for the Sioux Cougars, but especially in this game, as the Mohawk Mountaineers really has a big size advantage against this team.
Hoym gets the ball back off the rebound from Bruni's shot after he stole it from Fennell. Madziba cuts it with the left hand. He gets pushed. That's going on Savel.
You and Tyrell are in there. Right?
The inbound will be underneath Mohawk basket for the Cougars.
Nice draw off the foul from the Sioux Cougars off Saval. Saval trying to argue that point, but call will be made.
Hoym faked the shot with one leg. Chucks it all the way up. Hepburn. Hepburn takes it, gets blocked. That is Matt Fennell. Matt Fennell up to Savel. Savel, nice little move, but cannot get the English off the backboard and misses the layup. Here's Bruni. Bruni taking it right into the big man, Dalhaniuk, and he loses possession.
Nice fight for the ball there, diving for it.
Yeah, Hepburn grabs it. When it goes back out to Bruni, he misses another one. Tipped down by Dalhaniuk to Sicatini.
And you saw that size advantage there really playing a role in that rebound.
Savel into Dalhaniuk. And Dalhaniuk using that size, finishing with the right hand, getting hit, going to the line for another point.
And you mentioned a little bit earlier how deep the Mohawk bench is, and you could see it off last night's stat sheet. Off the bench, Mohawk scored 45 points compared to Sioux's 13. Big difference in that. Dalhaniuk makes that one, making it a three-point play for his team.
Madziba has a little bit of a full court pressure here by the Mountaineers. They get it clean though. Madziba rushing. Stop pop off the back rim. Taken down by Sicatini.
So far right now, Sioux fighting hard.
Not making their shots though.
No.
Savel, one hand bullet pass, but it goes all the way out. Matt Fennell for three.
And
of
he
course
still has the magic touch from last night. That was the question that we had, and it looks like so far right now, at least from that shot, he still has it.
But that's not all Matt Fennell there. That's great passing by the entire Mountaineers offense, finding a wide open Matt Fennell, but you can't leave him open.
No, for sure. I think the Sioux Cougars kind of quickly a little bit forgot about that. Probably going to really press him now, though.
So Nihro inbounds Madziba. Madziba outside Hoym. Bruni, he had a three-point touch last night. Madziba.
Tyrell, you're in there.
Hoym
Tyrell,
gives it Hepburn. Good defense there by O.J. Watson to prevent the passing lane, and Hepburn throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, a little too much on the back of that pass. Teammate wasn't there to pick it up for him.
Savell moving traffic. O.J. Watson on the right side. Fennell thought about taking the shot, gives it inside Dohanik. That tips off Hoym. Hoym was a strong point for them last night. 18 points, 12 rebounds, so a double-double for him.
Had a beautiful game last night and continuing with much of the same, being a difference maker in that play alone for his team.
Savell passes it to Watson, but gives it to him. And Ciccittini fights for the rebound. Ball's on the floor. Hepburn grabs it.
Dohanik tried to fight for that ball as well for his team. It's no avail. Sioux capitalizes on it.
A little bit of confusion between the shot clock.
Nice pickup on that ref, though.
As we saw the Mountaineers pointing at the clock because it was at 16, and you only get 8 seconds to get across the timeline, which is that center line. So yeah, good pickup by the refs. Madziba. Big picks there by Hoym. Let's see when they can get on the board here. Bruni inside Hoym. Hoym finishes with left hand and one. Dohanik left his feet.
Nice finish there.
Hoym, as we've been saying, biggest guy on the court. All night for Sioux. Only 6'3", fighting against the Dohanik, who's 6'9". It's going to be very tough.
Pretty
and an
big
Andrew
difference
16,
maker.
6'7".
Yeah. We'll see if the speed can be all the difference from the size. See if that'll take part in this game as it moves along.
Hoym finishes at the line, and Mohawk's back underway. Fennell, jump pass into Ciccittini. He misses.
A little too much on the end of that. Dohanik, though.
Dohanik gets it. He gets fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 shots.
Because despite the size advantage that Sioux Cougars have right now, their speed is incredible.
They're very fast.
Transitioning from one end of the floor to the other. And Mohawk's not a slow team either.
No.
But how fast Sioux Cougars are is crazy right now as far as I'm seeing. Dohanik misses his first shot at the line.
Second one is up and true. Dohanik halves the free throws.
Nice finish. Both teams kind of equal on that free throw line last night. We'll see if that'll make a difference, though, in this game.
Bruni has a break. Hoym, jump pass. That's to Hepburn. Nice pass on the press break.
And again, that speed is what made that play right there.
Savell, O.J. Watson thought about it, gave it back to Savell. Savell, deep three. Off the rim. Dohanik with a beautiful rebound, but he misses. Matt Fennell goes up strong, and he misses, but he'll go to the line for 2 shots. So foul trouble really starting to hamper the Cougars, especially with a short bench.
And right now, you can immediately see the difference between today's game and last night's game in the points alone. We're about halfway through the first quarter, and right now, last night, as Fennell misses his first, last night in the first quarter, Mohawk was leading the game by 20 points, 36-16. And right now, you can see the Sioux Cougars really able to slow down the Mohawk Mountaineers as Fennell gets his second shot.
Here's a substitution for Mohawk. Patrick Ivorone comes in for O.J. Watson. Madziba has another press break. Hoym finishes with the right hand strong after getting contact with Dohanik, and here comes another transition attempt. Fennell for 3, and he's short on that one.
Skimmed the rim on that one.
Madziba taking it in. Finishes with the right hand.
Beautiful, off balance. Got able to get it to roll off the fingertips. Beautiful.
11-9 for Mohawk. 5:20 left in this first. There's Cicatini. Looked like he got hacked, but no call. Here's Bruni.
And that speed
Good
is the
defense by Hyperone.
Right,
but
beautiful
still,
shot.
yeah, finished. Now it's all tied up.
Able to tie it up right now.
There's Fennel for three, and he won't miss from there twice in a row.
No.
You saw what he did wrong on the first one. Put a little bit more power on it.
Knew he had to make something happen there for sure.
Madziba. Not a lot of movement going on. Give it to Bruni. Hoym's open. Hoym thought about it. Pumps right, fates left. Cicatini steals the ball, and they're going to call a hold there on Lonihro. That's a good call. We heard Greg Mapp, the head coach for the Cougars, say, don't gamble on that. We don't have enough players. Just get back on defense and let them come to you, especially when you're a full court's length away from your own basket. You don't want to get a chintzy foul there.
Yeah, it's a smart play and a smart move by the head coach there, the Sioux Cougars.
Ivorone outside. Bounces. Savell keeps it. Savell left side. Jeff Hunt is now in the game.
Deep three.
Deep three-point attempt, as you said, by Savell. Ivorone steps back for three. He misses. Nice board by Hepburn. They're running. Bruni. Madziba for three. He's short. Hits Lonihro in the face. And Savell gets it underway. Nice crossover move. Runs right into the heart of the defense.
Beautiful around the defenders.
And they're going to call the defensive foul on Hoym. I almost got into position, but Savell will take the two shots at the line.
See a substitution coming in for the Sioux Cougars.
Ramos taking out Lonihro.
See Jeff Hunt in the game as well for the Mohawk Mountaineers now. Savall makes his first shot.
65% shooter at the line this season. Both are good by Savell. Tight press here by the Mountaineers.
Yeah, they feel that pressure coming from the Sioux Cougars on those quick transition. Now they feel pressure to do something about that.
There's Hepburn with a nice little spin move and right-hand finish.
Beautiful finish. Sioux Cougars staying in this game right now in the first.
Ivorone, hard pass all the way outside. Fennel in that corner. Drains it.
And like you said, all the way in that left corner, that's the spot for Matt Fennel.
Especially when you can get Jeff Hunt to box out his players. Madziba takes it hard, tucks it away like it's a football, but throws it away to Matt Fennel. Ivorone is out running. Ooh, Jeff Hunt almost with the tip slam, but it rejects off the front rim. There's Hoym, takes it in on Dalhaniuk, gets fouled. That'll be two shots for Hoym. See, there's the speed.
Yeah.
6'9" Dalhaniuk's not the fastest guy in the court.
No.
Hoym at 6'3" is the biggest guy on the court for the Cougars, but takes it right to the heart of the defense.
For sure. The only person that I can really see that proves to me right there that could really keep up the speed of this Sioux Cougars team is Patrick Ivorone. I think he's one of the key players in this game for the Mohawk Mountaineers moving forward as a point guard on the floor.
Substitution on the floor for the Mountaineers. Lamar Barr is now in. He's taken over Matt Savell's place. Lamar out of St. Thomas More in Hamilton. Highly touted prospect. Hoym misses the first one. Second one is up and rattles home.
Beautiful.
Quick pass by Lamar Barr into Cicatini.
Nice find.
Cicatini finishes.
Nice find, easy finish off the glass.
Bruni takes it, good cut off by Ivorone. And there's Ivorone using that speed, but Bruni kept his dribble. Gives it to Ramos. 21-14 for Mohawk over the Sioux College. Just under 3 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Hepburn out to Ramos. 5 on the shot clock. Ramos, nice move. Left hand hook.
Nice find.
He misses. There's Jeff Hunt with the defensive board. There's the foul on Hoym, reaching in on Lamar Barr.
Sioux Cougars playing hard right now. for their team. And right now, the difference between last night and this afternoon is night and day, in my opinion.
So with the Mountaineers in the bonus, Lamar will go for 2 shots. Hits the first one. Misses the second one. Cicatini gets the offensive board.
Beautiful finish.
Bruni loses the ball. Lamar picks it up. Barr looks for it, but he looked up and forgot his dribble.
Slipped right out of his hands.
Ramos dribbles behind the back. Nice looking hands there.
Smart slowing down the play a little bit.
Into Hoym. Hoym cuts right, goes left. Ball fake, throws it up, misses off the front of the rim. Cicatini.
Yeah, Cicatini all over him there.
Barr to Fennell, back to Barr for 3. He misses. Hoym, strong rebound with 3 Mountaineers around him. Gives it out to Bruni. Quick pass, Hepburn.
Nice find there to his teammate.
Hepburn gets it back. Nice shot. Off the back rim, though. Jeff Hunt, nice tip to Barr. Fennell's wide open. You know he's going to shoot it, and he does, and he's short. Hepburn with the rebound. 24-14 for Mohawk. Minute and a half remaining in this first quarter. Ramos to Hepburn. Left side, that's Dubray. Gets it to Bruni. 4 on the shot clock. Good reach by Ivorone, and that hits off Bruni's foot and out of bounds.
I slipped that ball out of his hands there a little bit. Rolled off his kneecaps out of bounds. Mohawk ball now.
Nathan Hymanen is coming in the game for Hoym. And also a substitution for the Marauders. Kojo Afari is in the game. He's a high flyer. We could see him before the game. He's flying to the rim. Lamar Barr loses the ball again.
I love seeing Kojo fly and Lamar ball.
Bruni misses the layup. Barr. Ivorone. And 1. They're going to count that.
Wow. Completely off balance. Just decided to throw it up.
Right inside the 3-point line, too.
I think he was going to pass it there.
Yeah, we're going to take another look.
I think he was trying to make a pass there, kind of looked away, and just ran into some. Yeah, he was looking away, looking to pass it, but.
Wow. And he gets another lucky bounce on the free throw as it hits the top of the glass.
So a 3-point play by Patrick Ivorone.
Nice smart double team by Jeff Hunt. Doesn't have anything. Jeff Hunt grabs at the ball. That's a jump ball, and that'll be Mountaineers ball. Great work. Trapping him in the corner after he picked up his dribble.
A big size difference, too, as we said. Jeff Hunt and Ivorone on top of Ramos.
Hunt has the ball now. Cicatini, outside right. Ivorone for 3. He misses this one.
Off the back of the rim.
Long rebound by Ramos. Ramos spins left, gives it to Bruni.
Bruni had a big game last night, scoring 30 points for his team.
A lot of shots taken by him as well. 5 on the shot clock. Hepburn takes a 3. They're going to call it travel there first. A little bit of arguing between the Cougars, but they're only down by 13.
Coach, yeah, no, a really good game so far. Competitive matchup between these two teams.
Ivorone. Setting up a play. Goes left, gives it to Jeff Hunt. Jeff Hunt for 3.
Deep 3.
Misses everything there except for the backboard. Lamar Barr smartly gets the jump ball. That wastes a lot of good time. That will be Cougars' ball, but that'll change the arrow. 1.9 left on the clock. Cougars are going to have to huck one up at the end of this quarter. There it is. Ramos.
Decided to put it up there.
It's a hard shot to make.
Yeah, for sure.
So 27-14 for the Mountaineers over these Cougars.
Yeah, so far, like I would say, night and day between the Sioux Cougars and the Mohawk Mountaineers. I mean, last night Mohawk had a 20-point lead by the end of the first. Now completely nearly cut in half is that lead compared to this afternoon's. Sioux Cougars really making a good job in transition, getting there first before Mohawk, and I think that's a key for them as the game goes on, but the thing is, can they keep it up?
They're playing a lot more as a team. As we looked at the stats from yesterday, there was 2 players that combined for 49 shots by themselves, and they only hit 16. That's not good enough. Can't have that. You need a full team effort to play against Mohawk because they have a full team that, even if they're coming off the bench, can bring it to you.
Yeah, for sure, and we've been seeing that. We've been seeing a lot more passing. They've been trying to find that open man, and they've been beating Mohawk to the hoop by doing that, and it's been working in their favor somewhat so far in this.
Yeah, we're looking at the stats. So yeah, only 1 assist we see, but that could be, I think there's probably a couple more that haven't been accounted for the Cougars. The shooting for both teams, not too great. 30% for the Cougars, 35% for the Mountaineers.
About
Huge
equal
is the
right now.
3-pointers. They have 4-0, but it's only 33%. But they can live with that if they're winning. Points off the bench, 4-0.
To me, right now is the big difference in this that I'm looking at is the free throws right now.
Yep.
Mohawk's been to the line 10 times, and out of those 10 times, they've shot 70% from the line compared to 2 and 3 from the Cougars. So maybe the Cougars need to play a little bit more aggressively heading into this second quarter.
When they are cutting to the line, it's usually on and one opportunities when they're running into Dowhaniak, when they're running into one of the bigger guys, and Harm's finishing.
They need to use that size disadvantage for them.
Exactly. O.J. Watson back in the game. Gives it over to Fennell. Cross court, Barr. Fennell gets it in the corner. Watson cuts left. Ivorone for 3. That's Savell, sorry.
Nice fencing defense by the Cougars. And
that's great defense by Savell, but on the follow-up, Hepburn.
Beautiful finish by Hepburn.
O.J. Watson with a nice little crossover and floater. That's too strong. Ramos setting up his offense. Hepburn's open in the middle. He gives it over to Bruni for 3. He nails it.
Not missing that one from there.
27-19.
Closing that gap already.
Afari inside. Matt Fennell, he's not missing that against Ramos. Ramos only 5'9".
Beautiful off the glass. Great shot by Fennell. Nice find as well.
Matt Fennell's a big man at 6'5". He'll take those opportunities when he can. Hepburn's open down low, and he's going to take that. Tried to bank it home. Rebound out to Fennell. Savell rushing the floor. Stop, pop, and off the back rim.
Pull-up jumper. A no-go there for Savell.
Bruni takes it hard to the hoop. A big collision there with Savell.
I don't know who took the harder fall there.
Yeah, that was dangerous. Here comes Dowhaniak. He's going to take off Lamar Barr.
Big risk taken there by the Cougars there, and coach looking for a foul there, but no go on that foul. Just an inbound.
Really
deep inbound.
Yeah, poor pass there to Hepburn, and they're going to call that
Mohawk
Mountaineers ball.
Yeah.
Penalty inbound. Watson. Savell. Fennell thought about it, gives it to Afari. Afari with a nice little reverse, and that takes a couple of bounces. And in.
Go, yeah.
I like the backdoor cuts we saw last night and today. Ramos. Pushing his players away, and that's an offensive foul. You can't put a forearm into the player like that to gain space. Here comes a substitution for the Cougars. Madziba in for Bruni. Bruni hit that nice three-point shot, but Madziba, his speed kills.
I think they have a deep bench full of speed on them for them.
Fennell for 3.
Able
Nothing but net.
Go, for sure. All day.
34-19 for Mohawk, under 8 minutes remaining in the first half. They're going to call another offensive foul, this time on Hepburn, a legal screen. Coach Greg Mapp knowing that's the right call. No complaints there, just giving some words of wisdom to his players. Afari. O.J. Watson in the corner for 3. That air balls. Matt Fennell just steals it away. He misses.
Matt Fennell just stripping that ball away, trying to fight for that.
Hepburn strips it from him the second time. Ramos right side, Madziba. Ramos sets up. Not a lot of movement again. There's Madziba, bounce pass to Hepburn. Goes up with the right hand. Short.
Beautiful little float there off the tip of the rim there, unfortunately.
Offensive foul on O.J. Watson, trying to Euro step around, but great work by Ramos, keeping his feet set and taking in the chest.
Yeah, in my opinion, Ramos is another key player for the Sioux Cougars to use. Really able to set that play really well, find that open person.
Bruni back in quick.
Yeah, got 13 points last night, 4 total rebounds, 2 assists.
Yeah, Bruni and Lonihro coming back in for the Cougars. So quick substitution for Bruni. Let's see if he still has that shot from the 3-point range. Ramos takes a deep 3.
Couldn't get it to go. Nice save. Just stepped out of bounds, though.
Just close. It's hard to look at your feet while you're trying to look at the ball there on those.
Hands up.
5 on the court for your Mountaineers. Watson, Savell, Dauhaniuk, Fennell, and Cicitini.
And as I was talking about Ramos being a key player for them at the top of the key, as Cicitini got that shot off. Matt Savall, they're equal on the Mohawk Mountaineers.
Exactly. Ramos quick pass, Lonihro back out. Bruni, Madziba crossing over, gives it back to Bruni. Let's see if he has got 3-point stroke.
Nice.
Misses. Fennell quick out to Savell.
Savell doesn't have the numbers. He's going to wait for his team to come back.
Nice pass to Dauhaniuk. Quick pass into Cicitini. Almost. Field goal line for 2. Great one-touch passing.
Nice draw of the foul, too, underneath down low.
There's a timeout for the Cougars.
Really hard fought game.
Yeah, as we were saying in the women's game, defense leading to offense. Like, we see that.
Oh, for sure. Like the
a lot of tough baskets attempts for the Cougars, leading to easy baskets for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, for sure. And that speed being the big difference for the Sioux Cougars, getting to the other end.
But their field goal percentage not showing it.
Their shooting is a little iffy, but at least they're getting to that point. They're getting to those shots, and they're putting them up. They're taking the chance. They're taking the risk, and it's been paying off a little bit as this game goes. As I said, Mohawk leading 36-19. Well, that's been a hard-fought 36 points that Mohawks had to fight for. The Sioux Cougars definitely just didn't give those.
Yeah, definitely not. The Mountaineers are really finding the mismatches on offense. If they have 5 rushing the floor and they only see 4, they know who that player is supposed to be guarding, and they're wide open. And we're making the shots when they count.
Yeah.
6:21 remaining in the second quarter. As Kevin said, 36-19. Almost doubled up the lead.
Now, although we've seen the speed from Sioux, we haven't really seen, as you said, much offensively so far from them. And I don't think they've really put up that many points so far in the second quarter.
Yeah, only 5 in the 4 minutes or so. And Cicitini, first one is up and good. Second one is also up and good.
Beauty.
Great work there at the line, making points count off fouls.
Yeah, not going to miss many of those. Cicitini, a veteran player for this team, is used to going to that line and putting up points.
Madziba to Ramos. Madziba still dribbling. Outside, Ramos for 3. That's airmail. Here comes O.J. Watson. He's a high flyer.
There we go.
And the tomahawk.
Beautiful dunk by O.J.
Coming down slowly. Madziba. Ramos. Bruni spins around. Nice pass inside. Loniro gets rejected by Dauhania.
Dauhania just putting that big hand right in his face and able to get the ball off.
Savell taking it hard to the heart of the defense. And the roll.
And one possible three-point play here for Savell.
So Savell, beautiful M1 opportunity here to raise the lead to 41.
And we saw it last night, no matter how good of a start, and we saw it in the women's game too, no matter how good of a start the other team gets, Mohawk just seems always find a way to really start rolling and getting ahead.
Savell at the line. Knocks it down. Now we can hear the Mountaineers bench yelling for defense. Strong D. Bruni left side. Inside Loniro. Big size disadvantage, but gives it to Bruni. Nice looking shot, but misses everything again. Those are the shots you got to make when you're wide open. Savell, you're going up for the oop, but OJ just keeps it in, not trying to go out of bounds, and that's a foul on Savell.
Nearly did though, did OJ, and thankfully he kept it in, but.
Yeah, I was watching that a lot last game. They tried to get OJ Watson for those alley-oops to bring the house down.
Yeah.
Didn't work once.
I think they need to keep fundamental basketball as a key thing and try to stay away from those, even though they are nice to see, as we saw OJ knocking one down. Yeah.
They're fun, but get the easy points.
Yeah, for sure. That's what it's all about, getting that W at the end of the game.
Ramos inside Loniro. He's got room, but that's rejected. Jeff Hunt pokes it loose. Savell outside, gets it back. Pump fakes left, gives it left. Ivorone into Dauhanic. Dauhanic finishes with the left hand. Too easy for him there.
And seeing both the combination of Ivorone and Matt Savall on the floor, two great point guards for this team. Not many mistakes I don't think are going to be made on the floor right now for the Mountaineers.
Ramos looks right side. Bruni for three. Airmail. Fennell takes the easy rebound. Savell crossing over, showing the hands. No look pass to the Dauhanic. Left hand hook, and he's not missing there.
Nice little roll there. Got the basket. Now I got to ask, do you think, since we haven't seen too many points put up by the Sioux Cougars, do you think fatigue is starting to set in on these guys?
That's a possibility. Like in the women's game, they don't have a very big bench. Only two players since Leak is hurt, and he's the tallest player on that team. So, and a big block there, as we can see, just the height. But it goes right to Loniro, finish with the right hand, but nice Dauhanic with another block. Oh. Dangerous pass.
Yo. Ramos just getting right back up after that hit. Savall's a little shaky.
I kind of agree with the Cougars bench there. It was a loose ball.
Yeah.
That's a 50-50 play. So I don't think they can call a foul on one player.
No. They're both going for it there. They both jumped at the same time. No harm, no foul.
Yep, exactly. But in this case, foul. So Savell will go to the shot line for two shots. Beautiful looking stroke.
Nice.
Savell shooting 65% at the line. It's looking good today as well. Number two, nothing but net. Substitution, Savell's going to take a rest. Hit the ground pretty hard there, so Lamar Barr
stepping in. Yeah, Matt Savall kind of seemed a little shooken up, from that jump, colliding with Ramos there.
Ramos is a big body. He's not the tallest guy, but he's a big body. He has the ball right now. Thought about it and did take it. Too strong. Strong rebound by Loniro. Bruni, right side. Missed shot there by Hymanen. Nice touch pass by Ivorone. Fennell. Jeff Hunt wide open in the corner. Not his shot.
No.
Ivorone tries to keep it in, but he steps out of bounds.
Try to save that ball. Couldn't quite get it.
This game is starting to get away from the Cougars. 49-21 for the Mountaineers. 3:15 left.
Great start for the Sioux Cougars.
It was a good start.
But once again, Mohawks are starting to run away with it at the end here of the first half.
It's the fresh legs like we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Here's Hyman right there. Ball died off the back rim. Long pass by Fennelin. Ivorone misses. It's just out of control, but he didn't want to travel. Ramos, nice hands there, avoiding the double team by Hunt and Ivorone.
Yeah, definitely Ramos, one of those key players for that team. Oh,
Big
Jeff Hunt.
rejection by Jeff Hunt.
Just saying.
Out of my house.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, no, no. Kembe Mutombo.
I have no words. That was great. I have no words.
It looked like him.
That was good.
Bruni, left side.
5, 4, 3.
Oh, wow.
Matsiba. They're going to call offensive foul.
For sure. You saw the shoulder kind of dig in there a little bit.
Great job by Ivorone, though, knowing where he was going to go. He likes to dribble to the right. We've noticed that a lot with Matsiba. Likes dribbling to the right, set up over there. So he knew he was going. Takes it hard in the chest. Draws the offensive charge.
Shows the veteran players on the court.
Matt Fennell for 3.
Shows veteran players on the court for Mohawk, reading the plays as they go and adapting to their game as well.
That's also good coaching. But
yeah, true as well.
Just got it over in time. Bruni has not had the stroke like last night. That's going out of bounds on Mohawk. Matt Fennell thought it was going the other way too. He's walking down the court.
And so did Ramos.
So did Ramos as well. Lonihiro, deep outside. Ramos looked at the basket. 5 on the shot clock. Lonihiro trying to work on Dowhanik. Got nothing. 1 on the clock. Ramos floats it, bangs it in.
Beautiful shot off the glass. Able to finish it.
Using all the 24 shot clock. Fennell thought about taking the deep one, but no. All the way back to him.
Oh,
now that's open. He's not missing there.
No, when he's wide open, for sure.
Another triple for Matthew Fennell. Ramos, right side, Matsiba. Just getting it across again. 2 seconds to spare for the 8-second violation. Ramos. Picks that there by Lonihiro. Nice pass behind the back. Going all the way Bruni. They're wasting a lot of the shot clock again. Bruni going in. Throws it up. He misses. Hyman in there to pick up the offensive board.
And Ramos slowing down the play after that fresh shot clock given to him.
Gets it back. Hyman shows, but no go. Bruni, right side, Lonihiro. Nice bounce pass into Hyman and rejected Matt Fennell.
It's just that size. Can't overcome that.
Bar back to Hunt. Hunt puts it up softly with the finger roll. Going old school. Matsiba gets it taken away by Bar. Fennell has it. He's going to calm it down. Smart play there. Ivorone. Hunt's open over here, but Ivorone takes a shot.
Nice
he
duck
misses.
under.
That's going to go off Lonihiro. That'll be Mountaineers' ball underneath the basket.
Oh, there's a nice duck under there, and Ivorone, even with 3 defenders in front of him, decides to step back, put it up. Couldn't get it to go, but still.
Substitution on the floor. Dowhanik's taking a seat.
Kojo Afari.
Kojo.
On the floor now. 2 high flyers on the floor now.
They're going for it right now, and he misses.
Couldn't get it to go.
The highlight reel dunk. Ivorone in the corner. They're going to call the foul. That's going to be and 1.
A possible 4-point play as to the delay on the bench of the Mohawk Mountaineers.
That's another foul on Lonihiro. I think that's about 3 for him, so that hurts. He might need to take a seat for those last 21 seconds. And Greg Mapp's looking down his bench.
Mohawk Mountaineers ran with this quarter.
This second quarter was huge. 33 points and counting. Everyone misses. Strong rebound by Lonihiro.
This second quarter is more of what we were kind of used to from last night.
Exactly.
Sioux Cougars, good start like we said, but couldn't keep up with it as the game went on.
Lonihiro has it, gets swarmed in the corner. That's Bruni. He misses again. Taken down. That will not count even if it goes, and it almost does.
Off the glass. And an impressive start for Mohawk right now. They're ahead in this game 60-23 against the Sioux Cougars. And just an impressive showing for Mohawk all around. Sioux Cougars kept up with them in the beginning of the game. And we'll take another look at some of the highlights in this game. Sioux Cougars really amped up the speed in the beginning, really kept up with the Mohawk Mountaineers, but couldn't keep up that pace later on in the second. I see Matt Fennell putting up that three-pointer, and we'll head over to Liam for an interview.
That number once again is 0253449.
Well, size is always helping. I just try to stay on the ground. I'm a lot taller than them. And on the offensive side, I just have to put my hands up, and it's easy to find passes, easy to get to the net, and it's a lot easier that way being taller than them.
The Cougars do have a lot of speed, though. Is that hurting you guys? Not on the scoreboard, but in the physical aspect?
It hurts us with they get back very quick, and on the offensive glass, they crash extremely hard. They're harder to find because they're smaller, and they just get into those little spots that us big guys can't really get into.
Thanks, Taylor. We'll be back for the second tip-off. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks so much.
Kevin Ferreira.
What up?
Mohawk. Welcome back to the David Braley Athletic Center. Liam Dunlop beside Kevin Ferreira. Mohawk has a very strong lead, 60-23.
Huge lead.
Huge lead. So we're looking at the stats. Tell me what you're thinking. Fouls are very big for the Cougars.
I can't even believe this right now. Like what I'm looking at. We have 5 players in kind of like the danger zone for the Sioux Cougars, especially 2 of them with 3 fouls. If they get 5 fouls, they're sitting on the bench. They're out.
And they only have 2 bench players.
So this
3
game,
bench players.
So they kind of have to play on the safe side of things now, in a way, in my opinion, because if they play strong, if they play too aggressive, this game could get thrown out. They might have to forfeit the game if they foul too many times.
Fennell cannot handle the pass. It goes out of bounds. That will be Cougars ball. But the stats, Matt Fennell, 21 points, 9 boards. Matt Savell distributing the ball beautifully, 7.6 boards. And there is Bruni. Bruni did not shoot well at all in that first half, 2 for 13, but starts out with a big three-pointer.
Which is probably the start he wanted to see at the beginning of the second half.
All Cougars fans and coaches wanted to see that.
Yeah, for sure. Especially for the morale of this team on the bench right now. With all these fouls against them and the scoreboard not being in their favor, they'll take anything right now.
Fennell over to Hunt. Hunt for 3. He nails it. It's a beautiful pass by Fennell. That gives him 3 assists. So Fennell with 1 more rebound, he gets a patented double-double.
And we talked about the speed of the Sioux Cougars early on in this game. Kind of see it slow down a little bit now.
Nice rebound
the second
there.
half.
Point with the one-hand rebound, finishes off glass. Quick start for Sioux. Hall, left side. Wallach gets it over to Hunt, and Hunt throws it away. Madziba over to Bruni. Back to Madziba for 3. Too strong. Good strong rebound by Lonely Hero. Gonna move around.
Smart
set
move,
up offense.
reset the play.
Agreed. Hepburn. Hoyne fakes right, goes left. Strong with the left hand, but not enough on it.
Jeff Hunt right there to pick that up for his team.
Fennell wide open in his patented corner. Kush.
Can't miss that.
It's kind of scary.
It is.
Muscle memory is scary when it comes to basketball. If you know that spot, he probably goes down, looks at his feet, he's like, okay, I'm an inch off. Because it seems from that spot, it goes nothing but net every time.
Perfect
right side,
shot.
Madziba. Exactly.
Veteran player on that team.
Nice pass in from Lonihro to Hepburn. He finished with the right hand. Assists were troublesome for the Cougars in that first as Hunt misses the three-point line.
See that speed? They're trying to use it, but Mohawk.
Nice finish by Madziba. Another assist by Bruni. They only had 2 assists in the whole first half. 2 quick ones right there.
Nice find in the corner.
That's an air ball by number 13, Matt Sicatini. Madziba finds Hoyne. Outside Hepburn. Here's Bruni. Thought about it, gave it to Madziba. Madziba, nice bounce pass to Hepburn. He's short. Strong rebound by Jeff Hunt. Malakandov. To Afari!
Oh, wow. Nice finish by Kojo Afari there on that alley-oop from Joseph Malakandov.
We're going to take another look at that alley-oop. And there's a technical foul on Afari for holding onto the rim too long, but chuck it up, beautiful by Malakandov. Yeah, you can't do that as Afari. You can't reach yourself up and do a little chin-up. Looked nice.
It did.
It was pretty.
For sure. But like we said, fundamentals of basketball.
Bruni finishes the technical free throw, and that'll be Cougars ball side out. But the points still count for Afari. He'll take the beautiful alley-oop. He gets the beautiful replay.
Yeah, exactly.
Madziba. 68-33 for the Mountaineers over these Cougars. Hoyne left side, Bruni. All the way right side, Madziba. It's hard to get inside, but he tries. Nice bounce pass. Great bounce pass by Madziba.
Nice find.
Lonihiro finishes with a little hook.
Good, Mac. Good, Mac. Help.
Malakandov. Sissatini. Corner Hunt. Back to Hunt. Little Sissatini. Afari. Nice looking jumper.
Oh, beautiful move.
Kojo. Another Hamilton native.
And we're about to see a complete line change here from the Mohawk Mountaineers, as we saw from the women, just complete line changes because they have that deep of a bench.
Hepburn misses the nice right-hand hook, taken down by Hunt. Fennell's running. Gives it off to Hunt. Gets it back. Malakandov. Holy right side. Look at that beautiful passing. Ooh. Hunt goes for the dunk. Gets fouled by Hoyne. Hoyne, that is number 4.
He's got to take a seat now for sure.
Number 4, so if Hoyne gets one more, yeah, he's going to have to take a seat, or he's just going to have to be smarter. He's reaching at his neck right now.
I think he might have to take a seat just for his injury alone right now. Yeah.
And they ran into each other. There's Hymanen coming in. So Hunt for 2 shots. Nails the first one.
Nice.
Jeff Hunt, solid at the line, 84% shooter. Missed the second one.
Oh.
The commentator jinx.
Right in the face there, Andrew Sicatini there.
Hepburn finishes with the left hand.
Beauty.
That's not an easy basket.
No, but a quick transition from Mohawk.
Savell
to the
Hunt,
other side.
Cross court, Bar fakes left, goes right. Finishes with the right hand, misses. Madziba, see what he does again. Nice Euro step, right hand finish with the English off the backboard.
Nice step around. And Sioux Cougars slowly trying to build up that momentum and towards their favor.
Ibrone inside, Sicatini loses the ball while he's going up, gets his own rebound. Outside, Bar for 3. He's been off today with his shooting.
Yeah, we're off the tip of the rim there. No go for Lamar Barr on that 3-point attempt.
Madziba. He wants Hepburn to come to him. He does. Hymanen over.
Tried to put that up.
A little bit too much on there from Bruni. Savell. Nice no-look pass to Sicatini, and he finishes strong at the hoop.
Looked right at Ivorone and just perfect pass right to Sicatini underneath the board.
Nice bounce pass in. Hepburn squares up, goes hard, and one.
Oh, nice. Nice contact on that for that foul there.
Michael Hepburn from Rexdale, Ontario.
Possible 3-point play for his team here, which is vital, especially in these moments of the game.
To finally get Jeff Hunt off because he was the shooter when they made the sub. Timeout on the floor for the Cougars. Smart to rest their men, especially in this third. 73-41 with Hepburn at the line for another point opportunity. They've coming out strong.
Yeah,
the Cougars.
for sure. They've been slowly trying to close this gap little by little. And I mean, sure, the gap is still big there, but if they start chipping away now and they keep doing that same thing, who knows? Going into the fourth quarter might make the big difference.
Yeah, Hepburn and Madziba really finding that passing stroke too, rushing it out, finding the open man when the Mountaineers collapse on them. If they have 2 or 3 men on the ball handler, they find the open man and they've been finishing.
Yeah, for sure. And they've been doing that really great so far. Let's see though if they can keep it up coming out from this timeout.
But a 32-point deficit, it's hard to do, especially with how the Mountaineers are. The Mountaineers just are nonstop scorers, average 100 points a game. Had over 100 last night with 107.
For sure, but it's the same thing as that women's game. This Sioux Cougars team just can't give up.
Can't give up.
No, for sure.
Exactly.
And they're fighting hard right now still, and they're putting points on the board, points that matter. And it's still the third quarter, halfway through the third. So we'll see where they go from here.
Here's Hepburn to finish the 3-point play off. And does. Nice shot from him at the line. Ivorone, right side, Barr. Wide open Cicitini, but gives it up. Nice one-hand pass. Wow. What a bullet pass by Savell to find Lamar Barr cutting down low.
Savell, one of those key players for this Mohawk Mountaineers team, especially as a point guard. I love seeing Savell and Ivorone both on the floor because they know how to dictate it so well.
He matches his assist total from last night with 7 with that assist.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ugly looking injury here. That's Hymanen.
I think that just happened out of nowhere. He just
did
kind of
happen
collapsed.
out of nowhere.
He might have like a really tight muscle start spasming. They will walk to the bench.
You don't want to see that.
No, for sure.
The trainer's going to look at him. And Lonihro is going to come in. It's going to be a side out.
But again, the Sioux Cougars are putting one of those players in that's in foul trouble as well. So you're taking that risk, but you kind of had to force his hand there from that injury.
3 on the shot clock. It's taken away Cicatini, but it's taken back away by Bruni. Sets it up with Ramos.
And Ivorone was already all the way on the other side of the floor.
They got it up to him. He was going hard to the hoop. Bruni for 3. Strong again. He has not had a good night shooting the basketball. Savell with a cute spin move. Again, same exact play, but Barr, I wanted to see Barr go up with that, but he tried to feed it into Cicatini. There's Lonihro, offensive foul.
Couldn't find it there.
That is foul number 4 for Lonihro. So 2 important players with 4 fouls.
And we were talking about it before. If those 2 players got 4 fouls and they were forced to take a seat, this team could be in big trouble.
And a giveaway taken by Ivorone. And they're going to say that's the Sioux's ball out of bounds. So, yeah, as we said, Jonathan Lonihro, number 2, and number 7, Tyrell Hoym, both with 4 fouls. 1 more for them. They're out of the game. And especially with Hymanen injured, that's not good.
No, for sure. They're running out of players and fast.
Hepburn misses the layup attempt. Savell with the fancy dribbling. Lucky bounce to Gale. Barr strongly takes the ball and almost gets the finish, but he'll get fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. We see Hymanen right here beside us, jumping up and down. That's a good sign, but he's still hobbling on that left leg.
Behind the bench trying to warm up that leg. I think it might have been just a muscle cramp. A really bad one, but he's still limping on that pretty well.
And that foul will go against Lonihro. So Lonihro is out of the game.
He is forced to take his seat, will not enter this game again.
So as we look at the bench, we have Hoym on the bench, and he has 4 fouls. And then we have Hymanen stretching behind. Exactly. So that's tough for the Cougars as Barr hits the first one.
So right now, the players that they got on the floor right now are kind of the players that they're forced to play right now. And I don't think we might not see any substitutions, at least for a while.
And that's tough for 12 minutes left in this game.
And Mohawk has such a deep bench that they can keep putting lines back out.
Madziba gets it back. Hepburn up top, pump fake. Bruni outside, Ramos for 3. Nice shot
able
with
to go
1
last
second left.
yeah.
Exactly. Right at the buzzer. Up quick, Ivorone. Bar.
Brian
Gale.
Hurski.
Gale misses that jumper, but strong offensive board by Ivorone. Gale inside Sissatini. Sissatini misses the left-hand layup. Ramos. Left side Madziba. Back to Ramos. Not a lot of movement again. That goes to Dubre. Dubre into Hepburn. Has to get it out while he's up in the air. Ramos, deep three.
Had to put something up there last
Nothing.
second. And, you know, as I mentioned a few moments ago, that line change might be coming soon for Mohawk, and we're about ready to see it here after this whistle.
There it is.
And that's a stacked line right there.
It is. Molokandov, Little Sissatini, Dauhaniak. I call him Little Sissatini.
Yeah.
He's not a little man, but
Little
he's the
brother.
littlest Sissatini on the team.
Yeah.
O.J. Watson and Kojo Afari.
You'll look for Joseph Malaconda putting up threes. He always likes to put up that 1 or 2
And he's
threes
wide
in
open
a
right
game.
now.
There it
They
is.
find him, and he airballs it.
Usually he puts those down pretty well. He's a pretty good
And he
three-point
loses
shooter.
it. Bruni taking it into O.J. Watson. They're going to call the foul on Watson. Bruni will go to the line.
That's something that they're looking for there. Fouls to go in their favor. And that's Bruni's first foul of the game.
Bruni, a 57% shooter at the line, hits the first one. Second one is good as well. Molokandov using the speed of the team. Oh my goodness. Afari tried to get the tip slam, but he gets fouled down low. We got to see who this one is against. Number 9
took that foul.
That's
That was his
Debreu.
first.
That's good. That's a good play by Dubre, getting the foul, not allowing any of his other players to get it because he didn't have a foul.
Yeah, Dubre put his hand up there saying right away that was my fault. Took the heat on that one, got his first foul of the game.
That's what me and Kevin were talking about during halftime. You got to be that team player. If you know all your other players are in foul trouble, you got to put up your hand, take the foul.
Yeah.
It's not going to kill you to get 1 or 2 fouls.
Make a sacrifice for your team.
Just make a sacrifice, exactly. You can't allow one of your better players to get 4 or 5 fouls, as we saw with Loniro. Madziba outside. Ramos been the floor general. Out to Bruni. Bruni misses again. Nice keep in by Madziba, though. Gives it to Hepburn. Back to Madziba. No shot, though. The height of the Mountaineers scared them off.
Yeah, too much.
Madziba up top. Ramos under 10 on the shot clock. Takes it all the way, and he misses, but
Mohawk doing a really good job, though, forcing that time clock to shorten down really, really quick for the Sioux Cougars.
Watson. Molokandov.
I thought he was going to put up that 3 for a sec.
The younger Sissatini with the ball right here. Dauhaniak back over. Watson's open. Sloppy bounce pass, and here comes Bruni. I think. Afari!
Oh my goodness gracious.
Afari with the pin.
Oh.
That's highlight reel material.
Just stop that completely.
We're going to see a replay of that. Afari reading. Bruni got scared. Beautiful pin.
Off the glass,
That
and you
is
heard it.
Beautiful. That was excellent play by Afari. He knew what was going on. Bruni got scared. That will not count.
Oh.
That rattles off the score clock. Wow. That's all I got to say.
That finish of that third quarter was awesome.
So it came
that block.
Afari with that block, and then Molokandov with the charge on the other side. But Kojo Afari might be the most exciting player we've seen.
Especially today.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
that dunk earlier on in the second quarter, and then now that block in the third. I'm excited to see what he can do in the fourth and put him on the floor. I want to see him on the floor all the time.
Especially when the Cougars are getting tired.
Yeah.
We might see some fireworks of him dunking. of him doing whatever he needs to do to help his team.
You'd have more chances on the fast break for sure, as they can't really keep up right now. But let's talk about that for a second. The foul trouble that they're in.
Massive.
Two of their players fouled out in that quarter. Or sorry, just one of their players. One of their players are still in danger of 4 fouls, and one of them is injured still right now. I mean,
it's hard to do, but Bruni's got to be that guy to take fouls, to say, yep, it's mine, because he has none. Dubré only has 1. Hymanen is injured, but he only has 1. But those guys got to be the guys. My foul.
They got to put up their hand and take that hit for their team.
Even if they know Hoym or one of the other players with a lot of foul trouble has it, you got to take it. And we look at some actual stats. Mohawk only shooting 30% in that quarter. Not pretty. Savell, 8 assists, which is huge. Assist to turnover ratio is massive. 22 assists to 11 turnovers for Mohawk. 6 assists to 13 turnovers for the Cougars. You can't win like that.
Yeah, no, Mohawk, I think, needs to step it up just a little bit. As you can see, like, they've taken over in the first and especially in the second quarter. But actually, despite the trouble that the Sioux Cougars had in that third quarter, they outshot the Mohawk Mountaineers 26-18 in that third quarter, which is pretty huge. I don't think it's going to make them come back into the game, but at least they'll have something to hold on to into the fourth quarter.
When the Cougars, and looking at the free throw numbers, when the Cougars go to the line, they're shooting 85.7%.
They're taking advantage for sure.
But they've only been to the line 7 times.
Yes.
And the Mountaineers have been to there 22 times, hitting 16. So that's 16 literally free points off free throws. Inside Dalhaniak gets it to Afari. Afari short again. Good keeping by Hepburn.
Afari nearly had that one.
Nice crossover, but rejected. Malakandoff.
Showing his defensive skills there.
Malakandoff lobs it up. Wanted for Afari for the alley-oop.
Koja couldn't get it there. Ramos fighting hard against Malakandoff.
Yeah, they're going to call the foul on Malakandoff. A little bit too aggressive on the grab. I think he just got to let go of the ball and just run back on defense.
Right now they need to focus on just not getting fouled, playing smart, and just going from one end to the other and doing their best.
Not a lot of movement again on offense for the Cougars. Left side, Bruni. He hits one, just like the start of the third.
Yeah, even with Dalhaniak right in front of his face with that hand, still able to get that shot over Dalhaniak and into the net.
Good, Mike.
Good steal by Metziba on the defense by Hepburn. Passes it off, finishes with the right hand softly. But yeah, Joey Bruni not having a good night on shooting. Now 3 for 13 from 3-point range, 4 for 21 total. OJ Watson for 3. That rattles around. Afari, I'd like to go up with 2 hands there and grab that board.
Yeah, Joey Bruni right now, as you were talking about, it's pretty much night and day from yesterday, scoring 30 points, having such a big game, to tonight. He just doesn't have that touch.
Inside, there's Hepburn again. And he's getting the rolls.
Able to
Hepburn
go.
now with 17.
The points that they need right now.
Hands up. Let's talk.
Malakandoff almost gets it taken away. Metziba, nice little.
And we're seeing some of the vets coming off the bench now.
Malakandoff, deep triple attempt. Misses. Cicatini with a nice, filthy little reverse.
Beautiful.
Score 80-56 for Mohawk. 8 minutes remaining in this contest.
Up by 24 points is Mohawk.
Nice pass. Hepburn inside. Ramos got
tried to go for his own reverse out layup there. Couldn't get it to go, though.
OJ Watson gets fouled. He will go for 2 shots. We're going to see who that foul is against.
Number 9 takes his
That's
second.
Dubré. That's good. That's good for the Cougars.
Made sure he got in the way, no one else. Smart play there by the Sioux Cougars.
Watson at the line this year, 78% shooter. Doesn't go a lot, but when he does, he's effective.
OJ.
That one rattles out. As I was talking about OJ Watson last night, he played against Andrew Wiggins when Huntington Prep came up and played against the Hamilton All-Stars when he went to Sir Allan McNabb High School. There's a couple pictures of them dunking on each other, and it's really cool. Playing against the first overall pick in the draft.
That is pretty cool.
And Huntington Prep is one of the top in the country.
Yeah, having one of those players on our side of Mohawk Mountaineers team is definitely key for us as we move into nationals later on in a few months.
Savell inside. Dalhaniak's too tall. He's going to finish that all day long.
Nice finish by Dalhaniak. And about to see Sioux Cougars timeout after this next play. Ramos trying to put it up, OJ.
Yeah, Savell gets it. Quiet, very quiet double-double for Andrew Cicatini. Very quiet.
Yeah.
10 points, 10 rebounds. That's effective.
He's had a great game tonight. He's been very effective for this team. I mean, it hasn't been one of those huge, like, standout plays like Matt Fennell from last night just scoring from every which way on the court. But he's definitely been effective and a key player for this Mohawk Mountaineers team, not just today, but he's always has been too.
He will be until he's gone at the end of this year.
Yeah, for sure, which is going to be a big loss for them. But this year is pretty big for this Mohawk Mountaineers team.
Yeah, a lot of fifth years that will be leaving. Matt Savell, Andrew Cicatini, Matt Fennell, Taylor Dalhaniak. That's huge. That's for their starting lineup.
And that's key players there that you wouldn't think they can't afford to lose. But when you see their second lines come on, even their third lines, like we talk about how deep their bench is, they have a good future ahead of them.
They do.
For sure.
O.J. Watson, first year. Lamar Barr, first year. Both out of Hamilton. Matt Cicatini, first year. And also Jerome Gale, when he gets burned, when he gets on the court, he shows his skills.
Jerome Gale reminds me of like a Taylor Dalhaniak or Andrew Cicatini for sure. He just needs to get a little bit more experience behind him, and he'll be right there with those guys for sure. He's definitely got the height for him, and he's really good defensively. And you know what? He's surprised me a few times offensively too in past games last semester. So he's definitely a find for them and a keeper.
Exactly. And if you keep playing the way they have been the last couple of years, players want to come play for them.
Exactly.
That's huge.
Like Matt Savall, this year's his first year at Mohawk, but he's been a huge acquisition. He played 4 years at U of T, and it shows. There's
Dalhaniak with a big dunk.
Oh.
That's a big man, big dunk.
Made the whole basket shake.
Yeah. And he smiles at Andrew Cicatini. They're having fun right now. 84-56 for Mohawk. 6.5 minutes left in the game.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Takes it inside.
Last second there.
Another rebound by Cicatini.
There we go, Marky.
Outside, inside. Dalhaniak gets fouled. This time, it's going to be on Hepburn. That's his third.
Good work, Mike.
Still somewhat safe in the foul trouble there, but can't afford too many more for sure.
Hits the first one.
And we're seeing a little bit of a risk here taken by the Sioux Cougars. Tyrell Holm stepping back on the floor, has 4 fouls right now. If he gets one more, he's taking a seat, but they're taking a chance right now, putting one of their big boys on the floor.
Yeah, Ramos needed a rest. He barely sat out any in that third quarter, so he's got to be tired, especially running back and forth with the ball in his hand. Bruni for 3. Again, not strong enough.
Couldn't get it to go. A little shake, rattle, but no roll.
12 rebounds for Andrew 16. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Matt Savell putting the ball as close to the ground as possible. Just fancy dribbles.
Saw the experience there on Matt Savall.
There was Cicatini. He misses. Picking up. Here's Bruni. Gets rejected. That is Matt Fennell again with another block.
It's that size advantage, too. Just can't overcome that. Oh,
nice
block
defense by Hepburn. But then Dalhaniak just keeps with the strong hands, finishes with the right-hand hook. Yeah, Matt Fennell, 3 blocks now. Very quiet as well. Nice work there, cutting off the.
Nice cutting off that pass, yeah.
Exactly. Cutting off the passing lane, swatting it out of bounds, almost hitting Kevin right in the face.
Saw it coming. Yeah, I didn't see it coming for sure. I probably would have got smacked. But he saw that pass coming for sure.
Madziba. Bruni's got it outside. Madziba, deep three. Short.
Oh.
Hoym read it. Hoym gets fouled.
Oh.
That's Jeff Hunt with the foul.
Nice draw on that foul.
He will be going to the line for 2 shots.
Some decent information right now. Sioux Cougars only has 2 timeouts left. We'll take one after these free throws are taken.
Hoym hits the first one. Drains them both. Here comes the timeout on the floor for the Cougars.
And when we come back, Jerome Gale's going to be on the floor now for the Mohawk Mountaineers.
Yeah, he is underratedly tall. He's
sure.
6'5".
He's huge.
He's big. He's got long muscle. He's got great hops. We see him in pregame jumping through the roof.
Yeah,
So we'll see what he can do. That's what I like by Coach Yonker. Get the young guys on the court for experience.
Oh, for sure. That's vital to any team, especially these 2 teams. We see it a lot with the Mohawk women too. They throw a lot of their newer players out there and just to get a feel for it, and they're doing very well. Same thing goes for this Mohawk Mountaineers men's team too. Putting their newer players out on the floor, and they're making differences happen left, right, and center.
I was talking about this yesterday. This is the year for Mohawk, though. As those fifth-year players we were talking about, 4 of their starters, they got to get that championship.
They're going to go hard from now until Nationals for sure. They're going to make sure they prove to everyone, because that spot was given to them in the Nationals. Right now they're proving as a team collectively that they belong in that spot. They belong in Nationals, and they have a huge chance at getting to that Final 4, that Final 3, going to that championship game. They want one more gold as a team before some of these key players leave Mohawk.
Yeah, I don't think silver, bronze would be good enough for this team, especially for these members.
They wouldn't accept it for sure.
So halfway through the 4th quarter here, Matt Savell.
Okay.
Nice cut backdoor. Ciccittini finishes with the right hand off glass.
Beautiful. Once again, being a difference maker in this game.
And what I'm liking here too is they have Gale with all 4 of the 5th-year players, so he's learning to adapt to them. And that's great rejection by Dalhanek, sure. But Hepburn gets it back and floats it home. 20 points for Hepburn now.
Doing impressively in this game. Like we said, even though the score line is as big as it is, there's still standout players from the Sioux Cougars that are doing impressively tonight. But as I say that,
with the deep 2. With Bruni right in his face. Bruni's not the biggest guy, but if you still have a hand in your face, it's not an easy shot, and he puts it down with relatively no ease.
Yeah, anybody in your face off a shot isn't really the greatest thing in the world, but Matt Fennell just able to put that down.
Hoym, 5 on the shot clock. Madziba brings it, and he gets rejected out of bounds again. That's Fennell. 4 blocks for Matt Fennell.
And Matt Savall, nice substitution right here. Savall for Ivorone on the floor for the Mountaineers.
3.7 on the shot clock off the inbounds. Good to see Hyman back in the game. He must be feeling a lot better with that leg. Ivorone almost intercepted, but strong hands by Hepburn, so chucks it up. Big rebound by Down.
That was a deep 3 too.
That's far.
That was a hard shot.
Ivone's going to calm it down. Out to Fennell. They're going to call the reach in. They're going to call an offensive foul, actually. Sorry about that. Ivorone will get the call. I got it wrong again. That'll be Jerome Gale with the illegal screen.
No worries, man.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused there. Following the ball.
Ciccittini going to take a seat here.
Yeah, he had a great game.
Little Ciccittini now on the floor for his big bro.
Yeah, that's awesome. How fun would that be?
I know.
Playing with your brother, subbing him off would be even more fun. That's not the greatest looking shot by Hepburn.
No, but
he must be getting tired.
Yeah, they got to keep putting up shots, though.
Gale, Dahanyuk, Ivarone in the corner, Lil Sistini.
Oh, Matt Cicatini.
For three.
Putting up that three, getting able to go.
And a quick substitution on the floor for Mohawk.
I think there's a foul called there. On Matt Fennell,
There's going to be fouls on.
Not too sure what happened there, but we'll see some substitutions step on the floor for the Mountaineers either way.
I think it was underneath the basket. I think it was a little bit of hand fighting.
Oh, okay, yeah. See some of the newer players on the floor now for the Mountaineers working around Patrick Ivarone.
Deep is Hepburn. Mohawk almost at 100 points with 96 to the Cougars 60.
Yeah,
Air ball there.
We'll
Point gets
see
it.
if they can break that 100-point mark.
9-second shot clock. The shot clock was not supposed to get reset because it did not hit the rim.
Oh, okay.
9 seconds. You got 9 on the clock.
In.
Have to make
Ziba.
something fast here.
There it is. That's a smart play, Hepburn. And he gets the roll. Hepburn's been their #1 guy.
Yeah, nice find and a nice finish.
Last night I was loving his hustle. Tonight I'm loving his shooting. Inside bar. They got to fix that net. I don't
They
like
need to be
that.
smart underneath the net there.
Yeah. There's going to be a foul on the Cougars.
6.
That'll be Hymanen. So now he only has 2 fouls. So that's another good one. So
I really thought they were going to call that foul on Tyrell Home for a second.
So Mollikendorf over all the way. No good by Ivarone. Tipped out. Hoym gets the rebound. 2.5 minutes remaining. Quick passing. Hymanen fading away. Big rebound by Gale, and he gives it up and gets it back. Ivarone rushing the floor. Home almost got a cheap one there.
Kind of smiled because he knew that might have been coming.
Not a great pass there by Barr. Throws it away. Madziba. Nice Hoym. Beautiful pass by Madziba. They're really not giving up, and I love it.
No, not at all. Going hard to the basket, trying to cut that lead down. Probably won't get the W by the end of it, but still.
Ivarone gets the ball. Mollikendorf gives it up, but gets it back. There he is in the triple.
Putting up that 3.
Too strong. He hasn't had that shot tonight. They're going to call the push on Hymanen.
Another foul here given to the Sioux.
That's number 3 on him.
Number 6. They're building up fast.
Yeah, a lot of fouls.
But with a minute 40 left in this game,
it doesn't matter anymore.
No, not really.
Mohawks up by 32. Minute 40 remaining. So a successful weekend for the Mountaineers on the women's and men's side. Looking like they're going to have another win here, so that's 2 for 2. Great job just working their way up the rankings in the OCAA.
For sure, and it's good to see, especially them getting – they need to get ready for Nationals because that's going to be an intense tournament, 4 days in a row, game after game. They're going to have to get ready and get used to it.
Ivarone misses both. It's inside to Hymanen, tips off the hand. Thought there could have been a foul there, but no call. It's going to be Mohawk's ball. Now a minute and a half left.
Ivarone.
And he loses it out of bounds. He's not very happy with himself right there.
Going from one end to the other.
It's not easy when you're running that fast.
No, not at all. You lose control of the ball a little quicker.
Madziba thought to get to Hoym and does. Hoym takes it hard. Nice little jump step.
Nice
finish with the right hand.
Beauty. Around the defenders.
Mollikendorf.
We needed to see more of this from the Sioux way earlier.
Ivarone gets fouled on 3. There's Hoym. Hoym is out. Hoym is now out of this game.
Hoym's going to take a seat. That's 2 now on the bench.
Especially on a jump shot, that's silly.
No.
Especially on a 3-point jump shot, that's even sillier.
Here we go, JD.
And
We're hearing Map talk to Hoyne. This is going to be your team if we get some depth. That's what he's saying to him. So he really has faith in Hoyne. Hoyne's a hard player to play against. He's great, as we just saw that hop step. Greg Mapp, great motivational coach right here.
Oh, for sure. Great coach. Able to keep his players into this game for.
All three are good for Iverone. But I really like the way Mapp is talking to his player. He's like, this is going to be your team. You're only a first year. This is going to be your team. We just need some depth players. And you're our guy.
Yeah,
That's what he's saying. It's awesome. Hepburn missed short. Big rebound by Gale. Molokondov, he's lobbing it up.
Oh,
that's a foul before the jump, but no call. Hymanen. Madziba gets it, just gets it across before the 8-second violation.
I love how the Mohawk Mountaineers play, especially for the very last minute, because they just go hard for 1 minute straight. It is nonstop.
Bruni for three, he nails it.
Beautiful, finally.
69 points for the Sioux. One more point needed for 100.
Oh, I thought Yost was going to go for it there.
Inside Gale, let's see what he does. Molokondov.
Almost lost it there.
Iverone, I don't think so.
That was a deep three.
Yeah. 5 seconds. Sikatini, 100 points. 101 now for the Mountaineers. Continuing to average that 100-point mark. 5 on the clock. Let's see what Madziba does. He shoots it up. He misses everything. Big rebound by Sikatini. It's over.
That's game. 101-69 is your final score for this Mohawk men's team. And just an impressive showing all around for the Mohawk Mountaineers today between the women's and the men's.
We're going to take a look at some game highlights. There's the big swap by Afari.
Kojo, what a game he had today with that dunk and with that block.
There's O.J. Watson's tomahawk.
Oh, beauty.
There's the charge taken. So the Sioux Cougars drop to 1-10. Mohawk raises up to 10-2, moving up the OCAA rankings. Liam Dunlop, Kevin Ferreira. Just stay tuned. January 31st, we have volleyball. Fanshawe comes into Mohawk. The women start at 1 p.m., men at 3 p.m. Good working with you, Kevin.
Good working with you as well.
All right, we'll see you next time. M-Link on YouTube, Mohawk College Basketball.